Joseph Magnus was a real pre-Prohibition distiller. His great-grandson, who is named Jimmy Turner, and he was a baseball agent in St. Louis. And as Jimmy was cleaning out his mother's closet, when she passed away, he finds this bottle. And he starts asking around his family, because he knew that his great-grandfather was a distiller. And the other side of the family said, we have a bottle too. And it was perfectly preserved. It was dated May 1892. And so he got permission from his family members to extract 100 milliliters of that bottle. And he basically cold called what we call our dream team in the industry. It was Dave Shurick, formerly of Woodford, and Richard Wolf, VP General Manager at Buffalo Trace, and then Nancy Fraley, who is the head of research at the American Distilling Institute. And we said, do you want to try this? And they said, yes, we want to try a 122-year-old bourbon. Meet us at the Brown Hotel in Louisville, and we'll crack that sucker open. And so they took a syringe and went through the cork very, very carefully. And it took 2.5 hours to do it. And they broke a couple syringes in the process. And they extracted this juice. And there was complete silence in the room for 2 minutes. And nobody said anything until they agreed, this was one of the best bourbons, the most remarkable bourbons they had ever tried. So that is what took us down the path of not trying to recreate the bourbon, but trying to come as close as possible to doing what Joseph Magnus did, which was blending, finishing, rectifying, and distilling amazing bourbon. So we actually source from around the same area that he did. We source from MGP today. We bring it up to DC, and we finish it in 3 different casks. With the help of Nancy Fraley. She's the one that said, I'm tasting notes of Arancio and Armagnac in that original sample. I think whatever he did in sherry casks. And as we were researching about Joseph Magnus, he was selling off sherry casks when Prohibition hit. So that's why we do those three casks today. Oloroso Sherry, Pedro Jimenez, and Cognac. We call that triple cask finishing. Finishing means you let the flavors of the wine cask, like I said, we use 2 sherries and a cognac. You let those flavors imbue themselves into the bourbon that you've put into that cask. And I think bourbon, especially Joseph Magnus bourbon, is a beautiful intersection of art and science, right? Like the barrels do their thing, and then you've got someone like Nancy come in, and she layers on the art. And yes, there's subjectivity to it. We're trusting her palate, we're trusting her nose, but I think the results say that it's pretty good.